All right, well, welcome you back to our Daybreak Saturday, and it's that time of year when a lot of people start lining up at the local nurseries to spruce up their gardens or their yards for the spring. And gardening is one of America's favorite hobbies. In fact, the average homeowner spends about 4 hours a week caring for their yard. Those are incredible numbers, and here to help us make the most of that time outdoors with those folks with the green thumbs. We've got horticulturist Patrick Dickinson and our water expert Denise Hickey. We thank you both for being with us this morning.
Thank you. Good morning.
Always good to see you, and we don't often have a garden in our studio. This is really special. This is nice.
We try to make it special.
You try to make it special. Well, Patrick, I do want to start off with there's so many options out there. I wonder, how do you know which plant is the best one for this time of year, for example?
Well, and that's what I brought. I brought an example. This is an evergreen, abelia. And what I always want people to do is pay attention to their environment. How much sun do they get? Do they get sun or do they get shade? How much water are they going to be putting in that area? Hopefully on the low use. But I want people to be a better educated consumer. And sometimes it comes down to just paying attention to the plant tag.
To the plant tag.
That is not just a pretty picture in the name of the plant. It has valuable information in it, like your hardiness zone for your area, plant size, the spacing, sunlight, things of that nature.
So it really does get down to the details, and that's what helps you with a successful garden at your home. I wonder, though, in terms of actually putting the plant in the ground, what should we really keep in mind?
Well, and this is where a lot of people make some mistakes that they don't realize they're making. What I did is I took this shrub out of its container. So you can see here the root ball, which is the soil and root combination. We don't want anybody to dig the hole any deeper than the root ball is tall. You don't want to dig it too deep and add soil back in, because things will settle and you have a plant too deep. But we also want them to dig it twice as wide. That breaks up our native soil, gives that plant a chance to establish itself. And then be careful, try to plant it as intact as possible. Some people think they have to go in there and loosen up roots or break roots, and that's only when the plant is root bound, but we never encourage them to pull on roots. And then soak it in really good with a watering can or a water hose. Don't just go turn on that zone in your sprinkler system. And keep an eye on it.
And that's actually, I want to bring in Denise on this, because she is our watering expert. He brings up the watering and the kind of the keys, the things to keep in mind there. I mean, how do you avoid overwatering?
Well, one thing that you can do is you can apply mulch to your landscape beds. It's estimated that about 50% of our outdoor watering is wasted due to inefficient practices. So if you apply mulch, and I have some samples here, we've got cedar, cypress, the pine straw, and what we commonly see is this hardwood mulch. And the benefits to adding mulch is that it keeps that water in the soils and also keeps that water from evaporating. So it keeps it in the plants where we want it.
And we're talking about the efficiency being really key.
That's correct. Having a healthy plant and using only the amount of water needed to keep it healthy.
Well, good news there. So a garden can be a good thing, though, for your health too, right?
It is, very much.
I mean, and what is it? How has it, kind of changed your life?
Well, it does. It helps relieve stress. Maybe after a stressful day at work, you can go out, work in the garden, put in some new plants. So it's really a good feeling to get out into nature.
Well, Denise and Patrick, if I can figure out a way to grow money on these trees, that'll relieve a lot of stress there, right?
It would.
Hey, thank you guys so very much for being here with us.
Thank you.
Always great to learn some new things there. So hope you enjoyed that for you. Coming up next, your time right now, 7:53.